How to change who you think you are. You know, our beliefs about ourselves affects us the most, our identity of who we think we are. You know, when I was younger, I wasn't doing so well in school, especially in middle school and then early high school. And I remember my mom telling me that how come, you know, you're not getting A's or 90s, your cousin or this neighbor kid gets this. You know what I told her? And I still remember this. I told her that I'm not them. I told her, nah, I'm not one of those kids. Meaning, I'm not one of those smart kids. I'm not one of those kids that get good grades. I really thought that I wasn't one of them. You know, I didn't realize that why wasn't I one of them? And she told me something very amazing. They too eat rice. Literally, my mom told me they eat rice too. And it's a very interesting thing. Think about it, right? Every single human being, they're all born sperm and egg, and then they, end up 6 feet under. Right? That's a very basic format of looking at a human being. Everyone has 24 hours in a day. Everyone breathes oxygen. Everyone eats food. I mean, human beings have the same capability. Of course, we can say about their intellectual abilities, their memory. We can talk about the privileges that they were born with. Of course, those are the factors. But at the end of the day, we all have the capability to do similar things. And so if someone can do it, you can do it as well. So when you say that that's not me, right? When I said that to myself, I said, I'm not a good student, or I'm not a student that does well in math. I didn't realize how much that was because of my experiences. Because maybe I end up with a teacher who was very harsh. I didn't end up liking math. And then, you know, I consequentially, you know, I did worse and worse. Then I associated negative pain with math, whatever the case might be. Then I said to myself, I'm not good at math. That's not me. I'm not good in school. That's not me. Or my negative influence in the house, right? And that led me to, you know, miss out on schools. And I said, school is not for me. That's the identity thing. So I have so many clients, people that I meet who tell me, you know what? Nah, that's not me. What does that mean? That's not me. Who are you? I would challenge that. Where did you get that from? What do you mean by that's not you? Where did you get that from? And so typically we get this from a few things. One, they are staggering our influences, meaning there are experiences that, you know, we have staggered on top of each other. Or number two, it has become a habit, right? Something that you did a lot, so it became a habit. Or three is a selective focus. Selective focus. So for example, you said, you know what? That's not me. I don't know, business is not for me. Where'd you get that from? That's the first question I'll ask you. Where'd you get that from? I'm not a business person. What does that mean? Where'd you get that from? Well, because I failed 3-4 times. Okay, so you staggered those experiences on top of each other and you said, that's not me. Okay, then you say, you know what? No, I was working with someone and he told me, you know what? When somebody gets on my face, I get aggressive. That's just me. I said, huh, really? Where'd you get that from? Well, you know, from childhood, because the neighborhood he grew up in, he had to defend himself, and slowly but surely he built his habit where somebody comes on his face, he's aggressive. It's a life and death for him. And so it become a habit. Or even I was working with someone else and he told me, you know what? People always put me down. People always put me down. People always, you know, look at me in a low and that I'm not good enough. I said, where'd you get that from? He said, what do you mean? I said, yeah, ask yourself, where did you get that from? And we dig deeper and I found out that, you know what, he grew up as an orphan and, you know, kids in the neighborhood used to make fun of him because of his clothes he used to wear. And then as he grew up now, anybody who gives him even a good, nice feedback, he looks at it as they're putting me down. Automatically, that's his mojo, they're putting me down. So he's selectively focusing on one aspect of the interaction. And so I would challenge you, who you think you are. And stop looking into who am I, but who you want to be. I'm not big on, you know, find yourself. No, I'm about make yourself. All right. So I remember when I was in later year in high school, I read a book on charisma, right? And the book said that, you know, people who smile, they're charismatic. And literally, I could tell you, if you saw me, you know, many years ago when I was younger, I wasn't someone who was to smile. I was someone that, you know, just whatever. I mean, you know, you're a teenager and then you're a little older, but you have this little firm face. But then I learned that if you want to be charismatic, and charismatic, you know, gets you to a lot of places, right? I realized I have to be someone who's smiling. And so I started smiling. Literally, I started smiling. And you have no idea, that has become my identity now. I'm someone who smiles. I can't help it. That's the behavior. But so ask yourself, who are you? And challenge that. Don't just stick with it. If it's not working for you, of who you are, or is getting into problems in your relationship, you as a leader, and, you know, that's how I just lead. I like to micromanage. I don't trust people. Where'd you get that from? Where's that come from? Challenge it. Don't just stick with it and say, no, that's who I am. No. Challenge it. And when you challenge it, you can begin to change who you think you are to someone who is better. Ask yourself, who do I want to be? And then stagger the influences, the experience on top of it. Then create a habit around it, and then selectively focus on it, even if it's fake at first. At first, when I was smiling, I was just faking. Literally, I used to just do that. But then it became part of my habit, and that's a habit perspective. But even who you think you are, you think you're not good in business, or you as a leader, I'm someone that I don't know, I don't take people's opinion. Where'd you get that from? Where does that come from? And then you challenge that, and you start to, really focus on it, and you'll be able to change who you think you are. Work on your identity.